It's time for FaZe to face a different adversary. Much more challenging than round one. It's North, the Danes that have already proven that these roster changes, and indeed controversial ones at that, not only the loss of the aimer known as Config, but also Kierby leaving what looked like Astralis at returning to form. This is going to be interesting. The new Danes already picked up the win versus NIP. FaZe yet to be tested in Katowice. That's it. It's day 2 of IEM Katowice, and I am joined at our gorgeous panel with some gorgeous analysts. Adam Freiberg's taking some Z's while we bring in Chad Spongy Birchall, and we have Jenko Paunovic still hanging out. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm feeling a bit flat, but this game I think is going to wake me up.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's no better way to kind of solve all your problems and your woes than talking about some good Counter-Strike.
I do like good Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And coffee. So those two have to go hand in hand.
Okay, so you have caffeine.
I do. I don't know if I can.
You are on camera. Don't panic about what you can see. You are on camera right now. Yeah.
Ah, all right.
Just so you know that.
Well, I figured we were.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
I just making
Lucky you
sure
didn't start
everyone was
picking your
aware.
nose, mate, or biting your fingernails or doing something.
I was close.
Yeah?
Well, you're a
My
fiend
nose
for
is
that.
kind of itchy,
Oh.
so I never know when I'm on camera.
No, I know, but just
I could use the
you're going to have to
Katowice.
trust those.
Trust the telly lights.
Because our TV doesn't show us on TV. Yeah, that's just so everyone's aware.
Well, let's just pretend like we can do this without a screen.
We absolutely can. So, FaZe versus North. I'd like to actually investigate North first of all, because we kind of, we can't learn too much about the first round of play from FaZe.
I've had my magnifying glass out, Alex.
You have?
Yeah, no, obviously we haven't seen a lot from FaZe, so from North, so there's not too much to know, but I had a bit of a conversation with Ave earlier and just talking about the way that their system's going and the fact that they just want to make the team feel very comfortable and have more structure, right? So Ave was basically saying to me in a bit of an interview that the idea behind this roster is to build something that lasts a while. It's not just going to be like a flash in the pan. They're not just going to use their star power like a FaZe. They're going to actually try and use some kind of structure to build a team that's going to last throughout the year. Now, they were in here early, Alex. They were in here early actually practicing before they even playing this match against FaZe. And when I say practicing, I don't mean, just death matching, just warming up. They were actually playing a scrim.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day.
And this is, I'm just going to go ahead and say, that's not necessarily a good thing. Like, it sounds great. Oh, they're so dedicated. Come in, put in a practice game before their official game. Sometimes it backfires, because if you have a bad scrim, like everyone is just in a bad mood coming into an official game, and scrim doesn't mean anything compared to, obviously, a tournament game. So it can go both ways. Maybe it also is a testament that they need more time, right? If they're willing to put in a scrim before an official game, that means they want to test some stuff out. Maybe even in regards to the map pool, maybe they know that FaZe is going to pick something that's not necessarily a comfort zone for North.
Yeah, and maps are where we're going to take this now. It does seem like they've already done their player huddle, so hype and speed is of the essence. We can go ahead and have a little walk through this one. Goodbye, Cash from North. And
Cobble from FaZe?
Cobble from FaZe as always, right?
It should be. And Cash also, I mean, it is a ban for North, but it also recently has been maybe even the strongest map for FaZe.
The pick should be clear here for North. We've seen them play Inferno twice, and they look good twice so far throughout the history of this team. I'd be picking that one up because we know it's been an issue for FaZe. Something that's a weakness, something that has been exploited throughout teams throughout the last couple of tournaments.
True, and for FaZe, another great map for them has been Train. That was the veto for North before Cash. But ever since they introduced it into the pool, it's been one of their best maps even. So not really sure if FaZe is going to go for that. Their pick might be a bit more interesting. What are they going to go for? A Mirage, potentially, something like that?
Yeah, no surprises on Inferno. It's the only map we've seen from North so far in this tournament. They're going to be bringing it out as their map pick. Does mean FaZe are going to be rocking on the CT side to start, though.
True, and North, despite the result and, winning both pistols definitely helped in that game versus NIP, but just some of the little things that you saw in their game correlates with what Chad was talking to Ave about, like being more structured, actually having team play instead of going for individual plays all the time. Like when they want to be aggressive, they do it as a team. It's not just one guy, wide peeking with an op necessarily. And talking about an op, Mertz is going to be an interesting factor coming into this one, because you can see him at times, still a bit of the inexperience, maybe eager to prove himself on the big stage, right? And he's going to have Guardian on the opposite side. I did state in Kiev, I think Guardian is the best opper in the world right now with the level that he's showing. So that's going to be an interesting one for sure.
God, that is going to be quite the shock, isn't it, when suddenly you're AWPing against Guardian in a best of 3. Yeah,
both teams didn't really pull anything out here in the veto. You got their regular bans coming in, and I think these maps don't really lend themselves to a new AWPer like Mertz. Inferno's not one where he can have a lot of impact on the T side. Mirage a little bit more so, but if they're getting shut out, FaZe were one of the best Mirage teams in the world for a long stretch there. This is not going to be an easy matchup on that second map.
And also, this is, you know, when you look at Overpass, it was also strange seeing FaZe recently. Yes, they tend to lose it versus SK, but they also lost it to Navi in Kiev, and that was a huge surprise because Navi isn't really a great Overpass team at the moment. So in the recent results for FaZe, they get 2 out of the 3 maps that have been shaky for them, Inferno and Overpass.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we keep talking about Mertz. Let's not forget that Kirby, that they brought this man on in. It was a big signing for them, of course, from Astralis. And I guess, you know, the question is, you know, what on earth is his role going to be? Are we going to have him unlocked that like we didn't get to see on Astralis? Is that their intent? Is that what they're planning on doing? Because we haven't seen too much evidence of that yet.
I think on the T side, the roles make a lot of sense, right? I think AZ is going to be the ride and die entry fragger, Kirby coming in second and third. The thing with the lurk is I think a lot of the players in the team can do it, so I'm not sure if that's going to need to be hugely dedicated. I know that the way MSL likes to in-game lead, it's a lot about map territory and getting control, so different people are going to have to lurk in different strategies when the mid-round calls are coming in. On the CT side, what we have seen is VoDs being consistently performing, and that's a big one. I think that's where his strengths lie, being able to entry frag on the get the opening kills on the CT side, and he's shown versatility. He's been more aggressive. He's just mixed it up a little bit. He's not just a rock. AZ is playing better as well, and that's something that we all want to see.
Yeah, that is fantastic news. Especially as you see FaZe, big smiles on their face. Carrigan put a tweet out today as well, just saying that he's really enjoying the chemistry in the team. You know, when you throw 5 different personalities, 5 or 3, 4 different nationalities, whatever's going down there, you manage to, you know, you've got a bit of a gamble there when it comes to personalities meshing, but they seem to be having a great time and getting the chemistry flowing.
I felt like part of the team. I was on the plane with them from Kiev to here, and we're chilling out in the airport. They kind of dogged me for a while. I slept on my own and
had a nap.
Yeah, but that happens, you know, hazing to the worst player.
Yeah, hazing from the FaZe. Either way, yes, they did indeed have Carrigan stating that they're really feeling good chemistry as they come into this one. The prestige starting to mount for them, and it's important best of 3s like this as they take a step towards upper bracket round 3. North stand in their way. Let's see how this one plays out as we delve into Inferno first.
Indeed, Inferno up first. Thank you, guys. And I'm really excited by this game. We've seen a lot of one-sided matches thus far. This could be closer. You will still see it and look towards FaZe as the very favored element. But maybe North is something in store, and a very aggressive start is what we've got.
Yeah, and this is how North opened things up as well against NIP on this map. Aggression all across the map. Olaf going to be pressured, and he handles it so stunningly. 2 quick bullets to the face. And it's just Kirby to go down at the end. FaZe with the pistol round.
You don't get to do that, do you, guys? Like, I mean, North really needs to bring out the big play here, because FaZe, you know, they'll love a bit of that. Like, half the team, well, not half the team, but, you know, you look at Olafmeister, you know, when it was in the Fnatic area, they loved the run up mid, take the aim duels. They know how it works. I mean, if they looked at that game yesterday the North played, they could see this all the way through it.
Well, and the faster play, especially on the T side, sometimes it means you get a little disorganized and you get more spread out than you want to be, not able to trade sometimes as well as you'd hope for. So FaZe, with the amount of individual skill they have, they're going to love that. Molotov's out. Actually, one player looks like Mertz is going to be trapped. He's going to have to run through 28 HP, and he's forced to his death.
Tricky start, not exactly the dream. Valde, though, that's the guy I want to keep my eyes on. He had a huge performance yesterday and has been, just as of recently, it's really starting to come into his own, which is great to see. Not exactly shying away from the attention at this point. Guardian probably the first man on the other side if they do play up mid again to be able to make some contact. Rain as well, playing off the back towards short, but good trade, I guess, if you're in North. But I mean, they invested quite a bit into this round. So you've got the the head armor as well. You've got the CZs up. And Nico on the play too. Valde now aware that there's going to be pressure just about everywhere. AZ's still with him, so Rain goes down. This is still possible, but very, very unlikely now. You lose out on that man. Your bomb's now in enemy hands, and you've only got AZ on 9 HP.
Not ideal, obviously. Going to pick up the UMP, see what he can find. But yeah, this has been nicely managed from FaZe. Nico and Kerrigan starting things out with a flank down Banana. That'll put North on notice. That'll be something that MSL has to keep in the back of his head, that they're going to be more than willing to make those plays. And not enough, as you said, with the CZ armor buy. No plant, only 2 kills. It's going to be disappointing. SMG still on Kerrigan, 3 M4s, and it looks like Guardian might actually stay on a pistol, saving up for that AWP, not wanting to reinvest in this round. Not a bad idea. There's not a whole lot of danger, obviously, in this one. There's 1 flashbang and 5 Glocks. And North is going to play it passively to begin with, and Guardian gonna get aggressive, Kerrigan gonna get aggressive, so shrinking the map quickly is FaZe. Just some fire, that's a great nade, and here comes Kerrigan. He'll be able to farm up if he keeps going, but he stops. Stops himself when that smoke might prevent him from building it up, but maybe he just sprays right through. Second kill for him, and now Nico's gonna end things. A couple North players didn't even see anyone that round.
No, that smoke was pretty deadly. It was like the mist, you know what I mean? Just can you tell me you've read,
No.
have you seen the film?
No.
God almighty.
I feel like I'm just a disappointment to you this morning, Lauren.
You only felt that today? I mean, that's 3-0 though.
It all makes sense.
Speaking of disappointment, it could really start to mount for North if they don't actually start getting going in this game. So far, you can see FaZe being all-encompassing, sort of very aggressive, taking over the map control, denying North any step to anything. So they need to kind of clear their minds, come back into this. You know that MSL loves to try and take control of the map, kind of very, very meticulous in play, but we're going to see if they can make that happen now, as already Guardian's starting to tender towards B long as well. You know, Banana's all his right now. He's the king of it. And now you can see the rest of North fully in love with this A side. Looks like that's where they're heading, and look at the stack from FaZe here.
Yes, but a lot is on Kerrigan. He needs to have success holding this off, or else his teammates are going to fall. Great kills coming in, and there he is. He doubles him up, swings out so wide, transitions into the AK-47. That's beautiful. If he goes down there and they're able to turn the corner on the stack at Porch, then maybe FaZe is in a lot of trouble. You can see that the emphasis putting Guardian with the AWP over towards Banana. FaZe obviously wanting to establish that Banana control early. They're gonna be very aware, because I think if the viewers watched, if you guys think back to the game we watched yesterday, North versus NIP, and how North played this map, that was a very surprising difference in the playstyle that we've seen out of North in the past. And if FaZe has watched that, they're gonna have a good idea. They're not gonna get caught off guard by that.
Guardian switching things up. It's just upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor for Valde, but that's it. But really, so far, it's North being pretty much muted here. FaZe completely destroying them. What a round from Kerrigan. Brilliant amount of money made, upgrades to the AK. He had it all. That's absolute perfection. MSL gonna go walkabouts. Gonna try and get something done. You know, guns away, recovered, whatever you can do on the T side. Oh, Kerrigan, it's not meant to be you. You're the one person who's not meant to be the superstar player, at least aim-wise. But he's racking up the kills. This round it was against just upgraded pistols and very little armor, but the one prior was definitely very good.
I'll tell you, one of the big issues early on here for North is obviously the economy, which we just keep, which is always gets harped on Inferno. I know it can get annoying and dry, but it's such a big part of the game, and North only has 3 kills going into the 6th round, which means so much money has been built up for the FaZe side of things. They're all so filthy rich. It's going to have to be multiple round wins for North when against full buys from FaZe, which is not an easy thing to even get one of those, and then you add in the fact that you maybe have to win 3 in a row. Here's a duel, though, and the Opera's obviously knowing the angles and how far they can swing out before they're exposed, so not willing to get into that fight this early on in the round.
No, and Mert seemed very intent on getting involved, let's put it that way. Very quick to jump in yesterday's games. We'll see if he has a little bit of more reserve, but MSL does, and that's Nico's head rolling. And that's looking like a vulnerable B-side. You can see Kerrigan instantly going into time-buying mode. Smoke goes up, holding the angle, making sure no one can get here, buying a bit of time for Olofmeister to come around if required. And you can see North responding accordingly. All right, time to switch up, hit A. 2 players are still here, though, so it's not going to be a free take at all. Guardian looking to make a difference, and he does. AZ goes down. Brilliant work from Guardian to bring it back to this 4v4. Falls back to site. Flash goes in. Smokes up. Does he expect it? So close! No, MSL again. That's 2 for him this round.
All right, big job to do. This needs to be quick. It's not, but no one's there to pressure. Can he get a follow-up? Yes. One more coming from above. Can't handle that. It's a 2-on-2, though. He's done enough. Olof's going to be in good position. He's going around towards top mid and brackets to help Kerrigan with the flank, making sure they've cleared that out together. And he's going to go in towards Halls. Mertz and Valde, and Mertz inside the bomb site. There is a Molotov on Olof. There is a smoke on Kerrigan. They've got some utility to make this 2-on-2 work.
Mertz. Pressure time for him. Valde actually wants to make the play begin, but the smoke goes up. He does spot Kerrigan, and now it falls to Olofmeister. Kit in hand, flashes, Molotovs. And now only one man to take down, but Mertz did get there. Got a little bit worrying at that point, but for now it will be kept in check. North get on the board, but it wasn't easy. And you've got to say, you know, Rain putting really good work, Guardian bringing it back. There was early kind of things done to keep FaZe very, very much in that round.
Yes, tough for Guardian to adjust over towards Rap side. He uses a flash on lane as well, which obviously in hindsight could have been better used if he was going to go for that peek, but obviously can't know the amount of pressure that's coming up lane at the time. So it could start for North. They get their first round. Double op setup now. Olaf's got one, Guardian has the other, and there's Guardian with an opening kill. Last round it went onto Nico, and the nade follow up on a KRB, but he holds. Now he's standing in the Molotov. He's got to get out. That's a great equalizer, though. Guardian giving himself up. So 4-on-4, Nico's all alone here. He's out of utility as well. Minute and a half left in the round.
We all know that Nico can do absolutely terrifying things. He actually picks up the AWP as well, so he's going to back away with that one. Does pick up a smoke too. Might just hide that, kind of move it back to site, keep that in the back pocket in case they need it later on. But for now, Nico kind of going through the checklist of I'm a great B player, and he's doing just that. So adjusting around, and as we can see, North looking like they want to do this kind of take towards A. You've got smokes being lined up. Molotov's going to be going through soon as well. Deep smoke going to get put through towards the back of CT Arch. And we see the Molotov down towards Quad. Olafmeister still fine here. Not flashed up, but he wants to peek into this, and he gets it done. AZ completely dismantled, and Rain playing very much in this smoke, just on the other side. I think he heard MSL. Well, he knows he's dead. Ooh, thought he was done before it was. Goes back in for seconds. That will close it out. Valde and Kierby now left at the top of mid with very little progress anywhere, and Nico's not left B. He's still there. He's playing kind of like an off angle by Coil, kind of. Again, it's Nico. You don't want to kind of walk into this guy, and he does have the AWP, be it anything. Give him a spoon and it'd still be deadly. He actually misses that one. Switches up towards the rifle. Doesn't overextend. Trying to buy a bit of time here. Playing it smart. Keeping eyes on this site at least. Time now being of the essence. Valde plays into it. Brilliantly done by him. He's brought them a chance here. A 2v2 is more than doable. That was a needed kill for Valde to give his team space. KRB now holding the angle. Rain's going to turn the corner shortly. No utility. And here's the gun barrel showing, and that's a nice kill from KRB. Now Kerrigan on the flank. He's distracted, and he's shut down. A second for North, and they're starting to grind back into this. Really nice work there. A bit of a timeout being called in soon. And that was the kind of beginning that we thought, all right, that's pretty interesting here. Guardian on the other side of it. You couldn't even see it. Very nicely done. It's so difficult to criticize that from Guardian, who is one of the best hoppers, as Yanko put on the desk. You don't need to take that peek. It's kind of like a feel. It's an individual decision, and obviously he was feeling like he would be able to handle it. But you give that kill right back to him. So more often than not, I think Guardian makes the decision to be content with the 5-on-4 and just falls away and plays everything else pretty standard. That time goes for it, ends up being punished. 5-2. There's going to be another buy-in from FaZe. As we said, their money was so huge. This is another very, very strong buy from them. Op is on the board in Guardian's hands still, and they have got good utility smokes, Molotovs. They've got 3 kits to work with. On the other side of things, North, a couple players bought into Oblivion. Mertz at $0, KRB at 150, so we'll see how they can handle it. This third one would be great. They would put FaZe either onto a very weak buy or onto a complete save. No pressure, boys, but this is the one that counts. A moment. Nothing ridiculous happening, kind of a normal build. Guardian, I guess, a little further forward than before, checking new things out. So I like the adjustment, I like the variation. If he goes back in, they might have an idea. See them flashing it off, kind of going through the motions of taking that good map control. But on Banana, it's Nico. What is that? 2 big kills out of nowhere. He pushes into it late. That was like 1 minute, what, 25 on the board? Yep. You're just not going to be expecting that. They thought they had it for free. Certainly not the case. 3 players now alive for North. You're going to be frustrated at that sort of play. Now Rain looking to make a... Oh my god, that is so smart from Rain. He just walks straight up into the smoke. He stays alive. Guardian deals with AZ anyway, but Rain's just there. He can swing out whenever, and he does. Valde gets completely oh, god, what can you do against that? It's like Flash is like, all right, I'll just slowly creep into this smoke. And there's Nico. Kind of flashed in towards Banana. So nice. That's such an epic spray transfer right before he falls to the flames as well. That's beautiful from Nico. And one of the luxuries that FaZe has, obviously, you don't necessarily want to send Nico to his death, but if you do, a guy who can get a double kill at any one point is great. Rain, yeah, that's a very clever play, and it feels like North got cheated there. It feels like they should have had some success finding that kill and finding some way to put pressure onto the A bomb site, but he kind of completely fools them with a couple nice shots from Guardian added in there. FaZe has done a really nice job of controlling Banana. For the most part, it hasn't punished them. I know Guardian re-peeked into one, but also Nico was the opening kill in a previous round as well. But outside of those two kind of situations, one which was given up by FaZe, they've done great here. MSL trying to find a way through, and he finds a way through Guardian's skull. Pull it to the brain, he looks for the follow, he gets it! Good work from MSL. Nice timing on the flash to slow down the players from Arch to give Rain a second or two, but he needs more than that right now. He needs help. 30 HP just simply ain't enough. And this might just be North's way back in, but they're all kind of having to cross back through. Smoke goes up, and they can now get a plant.
MSL, those are incredible shots too. One on the Guardian, obviously, that's big. Olaf not able to connect with it, and Rain, if you don't get that kill quick, you're just gonna get swarmed, and there's so many players in pit. Nico and Kerrigan, they have no nades, but they are basically committed to this fight. They are so close up, you might as well see what you can find. There's one kill, a second one of the site would be great, but there's the peek from VoDs. Such good timing on him to be able to bail his teammates out of a situation that might get sticky. And it's 6-3 now for FaZe as North are coming back into this. I think that's it. I think that's the save that's going to have to come out. There are a couple players on FaZe who have plenty of money, and they're going to buy into it.
Spreading well. I did worry. When it's plays like Rain, there's such a good backbone. When he was kind of sat there, I was like, he actually could do something here to really turn it right back in their favor. Like, Rain's so capable of that sort of play.
It's so smart from North, though. The two players in lane, like, kind of shoulder peeking, forcing him to fire, forcing him to give up his position, and obviously the recoil, but not committing to the fight and not actually, you know, falling. Because you're basically distracting and you're allowing time for your teammates from Rap side to come up through Graveyard. Huge round here for FaZe in the context of this whole half. Well, and for North in general.
See the disparity in purchase here. We'll see if it actually makes any odds in this round. North do have a far greater purchase overall, but there's still a lot to be worked with FaZe. We don't need everything. We've got that sort of power. 3 players though towards Banana being slowed down a little here. The smoke goes up. The limited amount of utility that FaZe have is being very carefully used, very well placed, making sure when they do put it down, it's for a good reason, and that was. You can see Guardian chomping at the bit here. This could be interesting. Mertz actually gets the angle first. Well played to him, and you can see him bounding in there. He wants more. This young man is hungry for a bit of play, and he's going to get it. Brilliance from Mertz. You want to see this sort of confidence from him. Young gun coming into the lineup, but the response from Olafmeister could be deadly, but look what he's got to work with. He could upgrade maybe if he gets a second. Get around the corner, no. Valde well aware that that could be a chance and a possibility. Shuts it down early.
Yeah, Valde just probably looking at the scoreboard, noticing Olaf is still alive. Great spray onto Kerrigan as well, and that shuts Nico out of the round. 1 versus 4, no kit. Likely there's one in the A bomb site somewhere he could pick up, but it's going to be so difficult, if not impossible, to get there. And North have done it. They've burnt through that economy that FaZe had built up early on, and they found just enough success to take the money away. So now they're going to have a couple easier rounds for their trouble. Great kills from Mertz. Guardian sticking out just a little bit too far. The great thing is he continues it through that Molotov to find another entry up towards lane. Two games, the game we saw against NIP, and obviously this Inferno T side right now from North, they're starting to look like a solid, dangerous team, performing much, much better than they had previously. The roster change obviously breathing some new life into this squad. Now jumping up towards mid. Rain and Guardian are here. They don't have a lot to play with, and a jumping MAC-10 is just so difficult to deal with, and there goes the Deagle. MSL on top of it, clearing all the corners. Olaf in pit. You're dreaming.
Not anymore. Kerrigan and Nico trying to do anything they can, but this should be out of the question completely and utterly. Mertz going to be up to the next challenge. No, Kievi's timing was good, and Nico goes down. Clean round for North. Bomb plant as well. That's good news for them. Keep building in the right direction. We might actually have a good game on our hands, and I'm glad to see it. It felt like the first one, you know, the NIP game, it was a bit inevitable. It's a nice storyline, but you're not going to sit there and expect a really world-class game just yet from those two. But FaZe and North, two very different teams. North still a lot of question marks about for sure, but I mean, this is a very intriguing side. We saw, you know, a decent enough side yesterday, but really could be enjoying the promise of what they can bring. NAP was not a big enough challenge for them just yet. This, however, is a very big challenge.
And North on a 5-1 run at the moment as they've closed the gap.
Nico's just walking on down Banana through smokes.
Surely he doesn't go through the second one. No. If he hits that timing, because none of them are looking, that would have been just disgusting. Just doing a clever play, trying to find an easy kill through the smoke. Here comes North. So quick. Once they decide to go, the execute is in. AZ going to wrap around. That flashbang is so great. Kerrigan lines up one, AZ with the other, and Pit is so susceptible. Kerrigan's got to bail him out. One kill, he gets a second. Rain is still alive as well. 1 HP for him, but he can do nothing inside the smoke, and he's still not down. Finally, but all three players of North are stuck here.
Kerrigan to the rescue. What a hero to come back in and do what he did. Otherwise, this would be all but over, but that's big. Kerrigan has to go, as I like to say, above and beyond. This guy already 3 kills, has to go for the ace if he wants to get this one started, but he knows he's got a little bit of wiggle room, and he's going to play with it. This is nice. Goes back around, takes his time on it. Got the bomb on the site, and AZ doesn't expect this just yet. It's not even in the back of his mind, but now that's going to kind of trigger things. They know where he is, and AZ is not going to let that go for a second. Really nice attempt from Kerrigan to come in there, but it's North again, bringing this all back 6-6.
They were doing that hit yesterday, and it's so deadly when it comes in. They throw a flashbang that I don't think FaZe is prepared for. NIP wasn't yesterday
flash,
either.
Like, both of them were blind. That was so nice.
When AZ's leading his way up lane and he's about to wrap on those sight boxes, they have it timed so that flashbang is popping right when he's about to circle and right when he's about to cross. And everyone from FaZe inside the bomb site was blind. And that just gives him, you know, the one on Olaf gave him like 5 seconds to get the kill, but there was another player in the back of the bomb site that gave him, I think Caribou was able to grab that one. It was like an extra, it was just 2 seconds that you were able to get it. So the window of opportunity is there. North using their utility very well on this T side of Inferno.
Look what position has put FaZe in. They're down to Deagles, CZs. A lot of smoke still up though, so, and Nico's got a bit of armor, but MSL is just kind of feeling this out. A close couple of smokes, very, very quick on the hit. They're not going to try and allow too much room or threat to happen. Kerrigan still does get one, but by now, you can see it's kind of under control here. The B site's theirs, the smokes are up. FaZe are on the way, but bomb is down. There's so much potential for these guys to get kills. Again, it's FaZe. You know, Deagle, CZ, it doesn't matter what they've got. They're super powerful, but for now, it looks like they've been quelled. The threat has been pushed aside, and it's another one on the board for North, taking the lead.
Yeah, no chance, though, for the win of the round for FaZe. Full losing bonus is going to be in their favor after this. 5 rounds in a row that North has won. And all of a sudden, we're going to get the ops back on the field for Guardian. Olaf Meister used one as well in a double op setup. Here, this is wild, though, Lauren, when you look at the tab. Kerrigan's got 16 kills. Everyone else on FaZe is down around 8, 9, 7, 6. So Kerrigan has just been a boss.
Do you want Kerrigan to be a big fragger right now? I guess you take what you get,
You're happy you have someone, right? That's obviously not necessarily how it's designed to be. It's less important on the CT side because it just means Kerrigan's been getting involved in a lot of action. And he is also the rotator, so he is a player who's been making sure to be aggressive when he gets over to either one of the bomb sites. It's the T side where he's obviously not going to be the focal point of where the attacks are. 6-7. FaZe all of a sudden looking at a situation where they need to get back into this one. This is going to be a very well put together T side. Out of North, no matter what happens from here on out. But Nico casually just going to stroll down. That Molotov is going to prevent him from retreating, so he's got a new angle. Switches over to the AK-47, and they're just...
They blocked each other.
Oh god, they pass by in the night. That's a great kill from Nico. Caribou does recover. Kerrigan cannot fall here. He's got to fall away, and AZ has control of pit.
But look where the bomb is. That's a huge issue. The bomb was right back down by T stairs. Kirby has to go and get it. The other guys have kind of started to hit towards A. This feels very disjointed.
It's going to be tough. AZ just needs to keep control of pit, which I think Guardian's going to stumble into this one, but it's Valdi who has to help the bomb on Kirby get back into it. Rain is going to go clear out pit. They're aware. Guardian jumping up, though. That wasn't necessary. Rain is here. There's a good dink. Needs to clean out AZ before the rest of North arrives, and he does. They're still coming up lane. He's gotten into cover. Over a minute left. North applying so much pressure. Now Olaf is here as well. A crossfire set up for FaZe. There's the kill from Valdi, but Olaf has arrived. Hold this down, and he wins it. Tough fight. Weird round that FaZe recovers into.
Yeah, it really did feel very disjointed from North. They had fights on the map they didn't want, and then Nico got in a weird situation where he got somewhere he feels like maybe he shouldn't be. I mean, it was very back and forth. And there is a timeout coming in towards the end of this half. Now, FaZe has been tested. I think a lot of people thought this would be not necessarily easy for FaZe, but I mean, they're very favored here.
Yes.
But North have put up quite a decent performance thus far. I think we've seen they're very good on Inferno. It's been one of the maps that maybe they've been looking towards quite early. We saw a very dominant run against an IP that looked very strong. I don't know how much work they've been able to kind of put in with Mertz and everything else that's kind of chopped and changed in that roster and how much they've been able to kind of achieve. But I think this is one of their strongholds. So this is going to be an exciting game, I can imagine, going into that second half. But for now, the final round of the first.
Both teams have pretty ideal buys. FaZe is going to be a bit bummed that Guardian is on the UMP, not able to get that off on board. 4 AKs in the AWP for North on the T side, and I wonder if they're going to bust out just that A execute again, where they just march up mid. It seems to just be their bread and butter, at least early on here. 7-7. Banana control again for FaZe, but North has been fine to not really fight for that. They haven't really kind of challenged it a whole lot, willing to kind of give it up and allow FaZe to waste a lot of utility in order to have it.
Let's see if we can see that quick hit. It looks like we might be, but this time Rain's having none of it. He's still actually up for... Wow, he stopped everything that round. Guardian chimed in on towards Kievi, but by that point, it was locked out. That crossfire, the little bit of a switch-up that they had there really worked out for FaZe. And now looking towards B, Valde and Mertz have suddenly turned their attention, which isn't a bad idea at all. But Carrigan's reading this. He's understanding the plan that they've fallen back to. He's going to be trying to watch that cross probably if he feels like that's the timing, or maybe get into ruins if he feels like he's got the timing on this. Now, Mertz and Valde slowly creeping up. Every angle could contain Nico. You never know where he is. And Mertz finds him. Very quick stuff from Mertz, but Carrigan here so quick, they do not expect that. Nice work from Carrigan to get to position so well. Now it's Mertz in a 1v4. I've kind of, I've enjoyed watching this guy play recently. He's got that flashy style occasionally, but I don't see this one working.
Oh, it's too much. They just need to wait for the bomb to start being planted and kind of bum rush him. Molotov might help him.
Is that the technical term?
It is. It is the technical term.
Thank you.
And here it comes. Bomb being planted. It's going down, but they're already swinging wide. And burning alive.
Last round.
Yeah, why not?
Go for it. Just all dive in.
Hand over a kill to the young guy. Pad his stats for him a little bit.
Yeah, it's a kindness, really. What a nice dude. That was Rain.
Yeah,
Shout out to
gentleman,
you,
really.
Rain. Yeah, 8-7 though on the half. Quite a close game so far. We've seen very
Yeah.
different looks from very different approaches from both sides. I'm wondering if maybe North can keep this up though going into that next half. FaZe still are scary on T sides. You know they can unleash one of the several players that they have.
Yes, they can, and it's going to be dangerous. We'll see after the break.
Intel Extreme Masters.
Well, 8-7 on the half here. It looks like FaZe are certainly not in for a walk in the park. North are putting up a great performance so far, and they are really bringing the game to the opposition.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal opening half for North, especially because they were down 5-0. With FaZe had 3 players above 10,000, and then they just, were able to run it back. They put, what, 7 of 8? They went on that run in the middle of the half before FaZe was able to turn it back in their favor to end up winning the half 8-7. So it's been a great start. We'll see the CT side. Didn't have to get too much against in the NIP game yesterday, so we're not entirely sure what to expect here, but FaZe going to be heading over towards that B bomb site very quick. Nade out towards Carr, a follow-up for anyone falling back, applying pressure. Meanwhile, the defense on the other side of the map in Hay Halls, AZ and VoDs have taken it over. Mertz is aggressive as well. So if FaZe fall back from Banana, they could be in for a world of hurt. There's the peak. And Olaf's actually just going to run up and find that kill. Inexperienced player falls asleep in the middle of the round. It's punished. And now they have an avenue into the A site.
Feels like a misread too. They just weren't expecting this, but that's unexpected as well. Valde finding Rain as he tried to play out up through quad. AZ tries to chime in, not going to get it. Guardian watching it well. And the 4v3 sits very favorably towards FaZe until then. Kiebi quick to make his way towards A, and the retake begins.
Yeah, they have them all boxed in. Nico's not even involved just yet. He's very far down mid. He's got to get into the action. He's got to start moving quicker. One player coming out of A Halls. That's VoDs. And MSL slowly sneaking up. He's had some great rounds for this team so far. And there he is, another headshot. Can he follow it up? No. Kerrigan does win that. Nico's, oh, what a spin from Kerrigan and a third! He saves it, an incredible sequence. And he is looking like the all-star of this team.
What is this? Who's fake nicking as Kerrigan here? This guy's playing a great game. This is that first bit. I'm like, all right, Kerrigan. All right, it was the first half, and then spins it around for this, and that last shot was perfect. It was all looking like that kind of retake from North was looking pretty good. I was like, all right, that's coming back in. But no, what a sick bit of play from Kerrigan. I guess, look, if you need someone to step up and everyone else is dead, screw it, Kerrigan. Carry your team.
21-7 for
Animal.
Kerrigan. Yep. The next closest is at 11 kills. Rain and Nico sharing that honor. But a brilliant game from the in-game leader. Rain with the MAC-10 now moving up towards top mid. Again, 3 players for FaZe taking control of Banana. Has a small stack on the left side here. Mertz and AZ. Do they want to try and boost her? No, they're just going to come right through. Mertz is blinded, though. Flashbang backfires, and Kerrigan and Rain can handle it easily. Kerrigan, again, trading very well. 2 more kills for him in this round. Not slowing down whatsoever. Nico's going to get a chance to end the flank. Shadow shows, MSL goes down. Kirby as well, can't handle the UMP. And it's just Valde, I was told, actually, excuse me.
You can say it however you want, Jason. I don't judge.
You got yelled at yesterday.
Who yelled at you?
I don't know, some guy on Twitter. Looks nice.
What, the guy on Twitter?
Yeah, he didn't say it in a nice way. Couldn't have been like, this is your second language. Not even a second language.
I was about to say, oh, you speak Danish. Nice.
I'm learning from Anders. Mostly just the swallow the D part. 9-7 for FaZe. They're going to get their 10th.
I mean, what are you meant to say to that, Jason?
You can't really build on it, can you?
No, it's just there now.
Yeah.
God. Oh, well, at least this is distracting me now. Valde gets taken down off Meister. They're going to close things out for FaZe in this round. And Kerrigan's score is just baffling me. It's like, you're getting like kills, like added to your score for bomb plants. Like, I mean, this guy is playing pretty much way beyond what we've ever seen. Like, you saw the stat on the first half, obviously. Like, he's not, he in this roster is not meant to be the headline star, right? And at any point, what he does behind the sines and what he does for this team is great. Everyone knows that. It's not taken away from him, but he's not the, the firepower. He's not the fragger. He's not the one normally sat towards a 30 coming into round 18. But right now, he's playing a great game, and if it works, it works. I'm not going to stop it from happening, and certainly another FaZe. For now, North's money is in the garbage can, and I think we saw this. Did we see this yesterday? I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't think they actually, we saw it.
It didn't work,
It didn't come to play. I think they broke it up before it actually ever saw action. I think NFA Raptor on the other side. But yeah, it looks like, again, not going to be a point of attack. Although it's not a bad idea when you think about it, because if you're thinking about doing an anti-eco on the T side, in a theoretical sense, you're saying, where do we have the advantages? And usually it's going to be with UMPs against the USPs and some AKs and perhaps Galils on the board. You're saying we can use the advantage of range. Let's go towards Rap side, where you have a deep battle there towards Library, then you have a deep battle towards Pit. So it's got some incredible ideas behind it. Olaf is going to come up, find 1 kill onto MSL. Meanwhile, the B bomb site is lost, and therefore there's no more reason to progress onto the A bomb site. He's going to start hearing these footsteps, and he's going to get dinked immediately.
Calm down. Guardian, not the one to get. Ooh, I actually thought he was going to go off then in that. Just mow them all down. Guardian, though, goes in with the Deagle, and Mertz is trying to do what he can, but he knows his days are numbered. He's been shut down on all sides, and Nico is there. So, job done. FaZe continue forward. We know their T-side is always going to be strong, always going to be decent. That's never the question. It's, you know, what can North do once they get the money, which they now have. They have the utility to try and get that map control that we know they like. Now, last time around, they were mad aggressive against the likes of NIP, but can you even consider doing it against someone like FaZe?
I'm not sure. I don't know if you can do it as like your go-to, as your fundamental CT side setup, but it's certainly a trick they can bring out once in a while if they choose to. I don't even think you could really open with it. At 11-7 as well, you don't have a whole lot to play with. If you make a mistake, you know, 1 or 2 mistakes too soon, all of a sudden you're staring down like map point. So North gonna take this one more measured. Mertz peering down Banana with the AWP, but no one is there from FaZe. Nico and Guardian have already made their way towards top mid, and plenty of presence about to pour out of A-Halls right now. And the timing of it, that reload, they found it. Kerrigan can't get the kills. There's Olaf chiming in. AZ, an awkward angle for him, surely, and MSL. I don't think he can hold on to the bomb site. It's all over for North in this round, and now Guardian cutting off rotations, and Mertz has to bail out to the B bomb site.
Yeah, this one is signed, sealed, and delivered with FaZe's name all over it. Kierby trying to hold the kind of back lines here, see if he can keep hold of his gun, make sure that no one can chase down towards that B side, and he will back away himself. Keep hold of what they have here, because you know, that positioning from Olaf is coming out at the right timing and everything going so well for them. And you can see how hungry FaZe are to get these guns away from them too. Taking away that AWP and that rifle would be huge. Let's see if Mertz can maybe keep hold of this. We'll see what the timing's like. The bomb's almost about to go. And is this going to be a run boost over or a stack? And you can see them trying to work this one out. Molotov comes in. This is painful. Gerby has denied the players coming up. Banana released. Can't keep control of that, and the final man, Mertz, does keep the AWP, but just.
What a champion from Kerrigan. These songs made of that performance, protecting the AWP, giving his life so his teammate may live.
Would you like to make that song? You've got a nice voice too.
I'm not a musician.
Oh, shame.
12-7. Back on track. AWP in the hands of Mertz still, and Deagle's surrounding it. Trying to have some kind of danger around the one weapon they're able to salvage. And yeah, this FaZe T-side getting off to a really nice start. Pistol round win, 4th round win now, and there's Mertz. There's the only gun that North had to fight with. And he even sees it picked up. And, oh yeah, well, he does go for a kill. It's all he's got to do is go for another. He almost got that flick. Yeah, he did, down to 31. Not bad from MSL.
You know what, fair play for going for it, but move out of the way. Kerrigan's here actually. Top fragger, best player individually on FaZe as well. He's got it all. 12-7. And it looks like it's going to be 13 soon.
What a wild game from him.
And there we go. Rain to close down.
So we should be seeing another buy-up out of the North side, and we are going to get a timeout for them on the defense. They want to talk things over. If you lose this round, if you don't get started here, if you're North, this map is essentially over much, much quicker than you would have liked, especially after putting together such a solid T-side in that first half. Mertz is going to have the AWP again. This time, instead of Deagles, it'll be M4s around it. And plenty of utility to work with, as you said. I don't know if they can read a whole lot into that 4th round from FaZe that they had to go up against, just because there were still 2 SMGs, 2 UMPs on the board for FaZe.
Yeah.
And that was tough, though. They have to be prepared. I mean, that wasn't really a call of that timing. That was kind of walk through halls, and then they start hearing the spam and the reload, and that's Kerrigan just calling it impromptu, like a change in the strategy to say, all right, we have to go now, or like when he's done reloading, we go. And they found that perfect timing. So got to be a little bit more focused than that if you're North.
Well, we'll see what North can do. It's getting to that kind of very much end of the game. If let's say start getting rounds on the board now, FaZe getting to 14. It looks like it's almost inevitable at that point. We'll see what North can achieve. Can they deny this? Is there more in stock? You can see that utility being put down and then some. And also a little bit of a peek to it as well. But there's a lot of players on the other side of that smoke, and MSL sprays in, finds Rain, but he finds a nasty surprise coming through it as well. And that's Kerrigan. Still, headline star of this. Gonna go barreling forward. Smoke goes in. You can see the adjustment. Kierby over by the coils. Spots him crossing back out. Now smoke can go up.
They forced so much utility out of North. It actually felt like it should have been a bit more damage for North in that choke point through the smoke, but it's only the 1 kill. And now Olaf has made his way up mid. He can come through rap side if he chooses to. VoDs is here, though. He's watching for this play, so the timing is Gotta be perfect. Those footsteps might give it up. We'll see. The AWP and Guardian, he's there as well with Olaf, so you're going to have one in pit, that's AZ, and Valdi in the site, although he may push up to find some information. But that's Kerrigan he'd be facing off against.
He doesn't really do much, and will they do the slip past in the smoke? But this is smart until Kerrigan's just smarter. Simple as that. He's got the job done. Usage of the bike always nice. You can pop up above it. Nice little flash out. Easy smoke does well. Hinders some of the approach, but Olaf Meister is fine to find this, and Guardian finds him first. And the last two players a mile away and completely irrelevant to changing how this round goes down.
Yeah, they couldn't even get there in time whatsoever, especially because the attack comes from Rap side. They have to be cautious that there's not someone lurking in CT spawn, so it takes longer to get there, and Caribbean Mertz, again, just going to give things up. This is now looking brutal, this defense for North. Maybe they do need to get aggressive. Maybe you just call it right now, because sitting back hasn't worked whatsoever. FaZe is just being very bullish in the way they're taking map control. Falling back to the other bomb sites. Always having Olaf in a position where, away from the action, he can gain, you know, even just a little bit of progress forward. That time, it was towards top mid. I thought Valdi was going to have that sneaky play over the smoke, was going to be able to find at least one.
There it is, another one on the board. FaZe starting to kind of...
Run away?
Yeah, pretty much just close this out. It feels like it's getting towards that sort of thing. I'm wondering how North's map pool kind of shapes up into this. We know that North classically love a bit of Mirage. That's always a nice piece of what they had to offer, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough for them to drag it back. Right now, it looks like FaZe are doing quite nicely. I think if you took maybe Kerrigan off that real high note that he seems to be on, maybe you'd have a different story. Who knows? But for now, it looks like the story is definitely being told in FaZe's favor. And Guardian looking to make something happen early. And we did see the deep nades down mid. I was wondering if there's anything following that, but no, they back away, fall back to default. And you can see instantly, FaZe want to get into this fast, and that's going to play into Mertz's hands. Kerrigan goes down. That's actually a heavy hitter removed this time, but Rain's already crept his way out close. Olaf Meister closing in through the apartments, and Mertz trying to adjust further.
Trying to force Mertz back into the crosshairs of Olaf Meister, waiting. Hasn't happened yet, and actually now they're just going to give up most control. Olaf turns into a lurker in this position. Valdi waiting for his play around the edge of that smoke. MSL has also cheated over towards CT spawn, so he's watching for the cross on Rap side. I like the adjustment from North to put Mertz at the A bomb site initially, because he's had that up a couple times and just hasn't been able to get involved in the action. Now they put him at the main point where FaZe has been heading.
Molly! Did you just see that from the site? That's real nice. Doesn't seem to make a bit of difference.
Oh no, the miss.
You hate to see it.
That's the round. That was a very cool Molotov.
I was really into that.
I know, it was cool. Unfortunately,
makes
it
no
just
odds.
Distracts you from all the headshots that immediately come out from FaZe.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I mean...
I don't even understand how that all happened so quickly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They were just still up there. Like, they didn't even fall back, really. I mean, it's pretty rough if you're North, and especially Mertz, right? It's like, you want that to work out for you. You want that one shot to hit, and then maybe you can do something with it. So this is where it all began, and it started to look like, oh, this could go okay. Falls off it, and then falling off it kind of sums up the rest of the round.
I mean, North held that bomb site. They had such a good defense for so long, and then just all of a sudden, once the smoke's cleared, like everything just collapsed. I'm not sure. I didn't even notice if they were peeking. Regardless, 15-7. It's got to be 8 straight for North, and I don't think they're going to be having too much to fight with. Baldy does have an M4 and a smoke. Some players are going to have to go down to the UMPs just so they can get more utility, but they've got a decent amount of rifles. Just doesn't seem likely, does it?
I'm not a believer. I'd like to be proved otherwise. I'd like to see something impressive from them, but yeah, at the moment it's not ideal. All right, 15-7, map 1 here. FaZe coming back into the action. It looked pretty tense in the first half, but we did wonder if North could contest FaZe if they got going on that T side, and it looks like that firepower, that prowess is working out well. Deep Molotov to come down from Mertz. No, this time just the Deagle by his side, and decent damage towards Kerrigan. It looks like aggression is the answer, at least for now, from North, but how long that lasts, we're going to find out.
You might as well try it once, right? Because pretty soon you're going to be out of this fight. Nico sees the elbow. Flashbang coming down. There's the peak, but not able to punish. MSL wasn't quick enough on the draw. A lot of utility being spent here. This is basically everything North has, and they're going to be so bummed with that much investment that they do not have anything to show for it.
And now here comes the response. It's like, all right, you've kind of poked the bear, and they're just going back in as a squad. 4 players playing up Banana now. MSL and AZ falling back to be wondering what they've done, and was it all but a mistake? Smoke's about to go up, and you've got every single player here. Kiebi's getting a feeling, and it's not a good one. He's kind of falling back towards CT. You've got MSL posted up by the back, kind of towards Ruin CT side. And Guardian, the first man, and look at him. The tip of the spear, flash goes in. It's Nico to take over that role, but AZ finds him first. Now the swing. That's great from AZ. The support from MSL is well timed as well. He only gets a little bit of pressure to come in, but it's enough to buy a bit of time on the rotation. But here comes Karrigan, apparently. 2 big kills, and who else is going to stop him? Olofmeister switches up to the AWP, and now 3 players with it all to play for North. They have to go in on this round. Otherwise, FaZe win map 1.
Yeah, so tough for Karrigan, and now all off the timing not with him, but he's got the first and almost the no-scope. He felt like that was bound to hit, but he's fallen away now, waiting for the push, waiting for the response. If he finds one more here, this could be in his favor. Mertz does not need to be too aggressive on this. Olaf not even going to fight for the round. He gives it up. Certainly,
I really hope they have
Yeah, Mertz has a
time.
kit, so it doesn't really matter.
It gets a little unnerving when he gets that close.
That would have been
So I looked at
too much.
Kiebi and I'm just like, that's not a kill on him. All right, Mertz got it. It's fine. Just like that little like sinking feeling. It's so like, oh, they've made a terrible
If they just
error.
never get on the defuse, they're just so afraid.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, Reddit's just eagerly awaiting just the clip down there. But AZ and MSL, you know, mostly AZ there, played so nicely to find the first 2.
Yeah, great hold from them. Not a bad round from FaZe, though, either. They get the plant, they get 3 kills, so money's still not great. It's going to be better than the previous round, obviously, but keeping the op to pass over to Guardian, that's a big weapon they don't have to spend for. So another chance. There's still 7 remaining for FaZe to close this out. Nico towards Banana, double nade. Doesn't do damage to MSL. Everyone pauses, everyone waits. There's a great nade stack, a timing nade for North. Dropping 3 nades behind that smoke, seeing if anyone is getting ready for this exact play, and unfortunately the timing was off. But Karrigan has forced them back. Smoke in the choke points, Molotov in towards Library as well. And actually there they go. Karrigan tries to fight in the flames, and Guardian's watching for just that. And you have Karrigan, who's been so good, about ready to turn into the bomb site. But he's paused. His teammates aren't quite ready for him, and this is a dangerous position for him to be in.
This is interesting. Rain and Nico, Guardian, all peeling off from this. Karrigan's kind of just being left up here, I guess. If he can be a nuisance, make their rotations difficult, he's in the ideal spot here. Olofmeister can keep him locked to sight. Mertz isn't rotating. Oh my god, that's not the dream, is it? Olofmeister actually tagging Karrigan, if anything, making it easier for North. Maybe they need that help. Only MSL on this B side. The bomb's in Nico's hands. They got 40 seconds. Great work from Karrigan to find Mertz. That's alleviated huge amounts of pressure, but it's MSL in their way. He can't fall back anywhere. There's nowhere safe, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And Olofmeister to find the last 2 then. FaZe close out map 1 at 16-8, Jason. It looked like we had a close game, and then the second half happened.
Karrigan happened, 31-9, an incredible performance, and even still, Karrigan probably telling all of us we didn't too much appreciate the TK damage there on that last round. Still able to get 2 kills with it, but so impressive from FaZe.
Intel Extreme Masters.
All eyes are on you.